Hey guys, welcome to the Books and Butter podcast. I'm Aubrey.
I'm Bob.
Did you say you're Bob?
Hey, Bob means Rob.
I was not prepared for that. Okay.
uh-huh. As I told you, I do it.
Okay, I wasn't ready. That's hilarious. Okay, and today we are diving into a very twisty psychological thriller, My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. This book had us questioning everything from identity, memory, and honestly, who's telling the truth. So, if you like messy situations, unreliable characters, and plot twists that make you pause and rethink literally everything, then this is the book for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. So a quick rundown of the story follows Eden, who comes home one day and finds another woman living in her house, claiming to be her husband's wife. I don't know about how y'all would react, but that would literally send me. So at the same time, we also get another timeline with Birdie, who inherits the same house after getting a terminal diagnosis. So from there, everything spirals into secrets, identity confusion, and a whole lot of what just happened there. Let's go ahead and figure out what's going on. So I want to ask you, Rob, what were your first thoughts? Were you hooked right away or were you confused?
Confused. I was never hooked. Um, at first, the only thing hooked me was the title. So at first, I'm just confused. I'm confused. Just reading the street, and I'm super confused.
Uh-huh.
And that was just my first one off the rip. It was very confusing going back and forth to different characters because we have no reason of understanding why we're going back and forth to characters out of the blue every chapter, literally every other
Uh-huh.
chapter, and then it's just jumping right into their lives. It's not even explaining
No backstory.
nothing nothing. So that was my. What about you?
No, I definitely was confused. Like you said, I was intrigued by the title,
Yeah,
but based on the title, as soon as you start the book, like there is no there's no lead up point. It's just straight into was running and this happened. Like I do like how quickly everything started to happen, but at the same time, it was confusing because like the synopsis, there's a dual timeline. So there's so many people talking from their different point of views all at the same time before you even really know who the characters are.
right.
So yes, that was definitely confusing. So based off of everything that we read, what was your theory about what was happening? Like,
Like my overall before the ending, or just like my theory. And
yes, like
so I
as
kind
we
of
were
told you in the group
progressing.
chat. I told you in the group chat. I was like, I'm reading it down. I know what's going to happen.
Mhm,
I believe that Eden was like, I thought the husband was. I thought like the husband was doing it all. I thought the husband was literally trying to kill her so he can get another woman to be
mm,
her life, and that was just my whole thought. Like the husband was literally planning that whole thing. He's acting stupid. He's acting oblivious to the
mm,
fact that all this stuff, and you like, cause but the only reason why I feel like I really thought that was because they kept on saying it's always the husband.
mhm.
So that's one of the reasons why I was just thinking like it's him and they don't and it's nobody else. So you always was adamant about it's more than that. It's not that simple. It's not just
Couldn't be, yeah.
me. I'm like, no, it's that simple. Sometimes it is, and I'm like, I thought the husband was just some kind of crazy dude, and he fell in love because it seems like obviously he fall in love with anybody he meets, just like Harrison. So
Facts.
so I'm thinking he just met a new woman and he fell in love with her, and he like, I got to get her out. Best way to get
Mm.
her out is obviously dead, and you keep the house and keep all your money and your assets. So that was my overall look. What about you?
So for me, I just felt like I was telling you in the group chat, since chapter one, like I did not like Eden. Like I don't know what it was about her. Something was just off. Like I just didn't like her because like I said in chapter one, like she goes on a run, doesn't have her phone, doesn't have her ID, nothing. And then she comes home and some woman is impersonating her, quote unquote, impersonating her, and her husband is going along with it. And she did not like she didn't play it like I would have played it. Like she was, upset, but she didn't do enough. Like she didn't try to barge into her house. She didn't like confront her husband. She just let this woman say, "Nah, this is my house, not your house," and then slammed the door in my face. Like if I came home and a woman was in my house, like we're
So
fighting. Like,
yeah,
no, like you're not about to tell me this your stuff when I know it's mine, and then I just let you, shut the door in my face and I just let my husband go along. Like, no, I'm barging in. I'm probably gonna fight you. Like, it's gonna be a whole thing. Like, she was way too lax with it. So I knew like something couldn't have been right. And as far as the husband, like you said, yeah, it could have been the husband, but it's too easy. Like if you read thrillers all the time, there has to be a shoe drop. Like it can't just be this person all the time.
right.
Like it got to be something. It got to be something. So at what point did you start questioning who the real wife was?
Well, hold on. I'm gonna add something because you always
Okay.
talked about this part. You
Okay.
was like, whoever goes running without their phone. So today I went to go. First thing I did, wake up this morning, went straight outside, went for a run. The first thing I grabbed was headphones, keys, and my phone. And everything else, I was like, I'm
See?
cool. I don't need nothing. But I remember you was so adamant on like who leaves the house without their phone. I don't care if you're going for a run or whatever. You don't
I
leave
don't care. I
And
don't care.
I thought about getting my wallet for a second. I'm like, nah, I don't want to get it. But I thought about it though. That's the thing. I thought about it though.
But you have your phone. But that's my thing. But that's
Yeah.
my thing. I don't care if I'm just going to get something out of the car. I'm going to take my phone. I may not take my wallet. Granted,
Yeah.
I may not take my wallet, but I take my phone, which basically has everything in there
And
about me to
and
prove who I
if she
am.
would, yeah,
So
if she had her phone, she could show pictures of who her husband.
pictures.
She can use text
She
messages. She
could
can
have
show,
called people to
yeah,
to verify who I
yeah,
am.
and I swear everybody should have a picture of their ID or passport or something in
I
their
do.
phone too, because
I do.
yeah, at the end of the day, and your social or something too. So now back to
Something.
your question
Like, yeah.
again.
So at what point did you start to question who the real wife was? Like, did you ever think
No,
that Eden was not the real Eden
I
and the one
always knew.
impersonating her was? Or
I always knew the real Eden was the one who couldn't prove that she was the real Eden.
mm,
Always knew that she was the real Eden. I never
mm,
for a fact believed ever that the other Eden was real. I knew that because they explained how Eden was really to herself. She didn't really mess with a lot of people. So I couldn't see how if the husband, like the best person who could set you up is people in your home.
yeah, I
They
agree.
know you best. So
Yeah.
to me, I knew like she was the real Eden from all along, and
Mhm.
I thought that was the plot twist. That's all. I thought that was the real plot twist. They killed the
Mm,
real
yeah.
girl. So
Okay. Okay, yeah. I I don't think I ever questioned it. I do think that she was who she said she was. But I just couldn't for the life of me understand how they could get her like they got her. Like, how long was you gone for them to really replace every photo of you in the house, to misplace your anything that could possibly identify you?
like
Like,
a
how
cleaning
long was
job.
you yeah, like how long was you gone for them to change the locks so you couldn't get in, for them to take down every picture of you in the house? Like, I feel like I had pictures of me and my husband everywhere in my house. I would notice if one picture was missing. Not
Mhm,
not just all of them, but I would notice if one picture wasn't where it was
mhm.
supposed to be. So it's just like either you're super oblivious and don't pay attention to nothing, or you was gone for a long time, which means this had to be like a plan that was in preparation because he knows your routine down to the max for him to get all of that done in one
Yeah,
tiny window. Like,
like I said, the best person who can set you up, people who know you best in your home. They see you.
yep,
They know you everything about you. So that's why
that
it's
is true.
always the hhusband.
It's always the it's always the spouse.
I
Okay, so did you trust Eden, Birdie, or neither?
want to hear your answer first.
I didn't trust Eden. Like I said, I don't know what it was. Call it intuition. Don't know, but something was wrong with her. Something was wrong with her. Because how do you not have no friends? How do you even the most socially like intolerant person has at least one friend. You mean to tell me you don't have no friends and you're not close with your parents, you're not close with nobody? So it's literally just you and your husband and you just going for the ride. Like I just something about that just don't add up. Cause either there's something about you that makes people not like you.
Mhm.
Cause nobody, I don't think nobody chooses to be alone completely for no reason. Like it has to be something. So that was
Yeah.
weird. And then Birdie, I trust Birdie. I trust Birdie just for the simple fact that I really thought she was an asshole. And I feel like assholes are really trustworthy because they don't tolerate a lot. So I just felt like that's something very authentic to me.
Mhm.
Like if you an asshole, normally you care too much or you just don't have the tolerance to deal with other people's fakery or BS. So yeah, I trust Birdie. I didn't trust Eden. That's my 2 cents.
Um, I probably trusted I probably trusted Carter. I
Okay.
trusted Carter, just because he always seemed like he's trying to like even like he like tried to take Eden like, okay, is there any way you could prove yourself how you're the
Mm-hmm.
real Eden? Like he was considerate, even though
Hmm.
like yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
I trust Carter the most, like, and I
Hmm.
trusted Bird. So those are the two I
Okay.
trusted the most. And obviously I don't trust the other Fox. I never believe you are, you are who you say you are, and I don't trust
Yeah.
Harrison because I think you did it or it's your master plan. So that's simple to me. I was trusting Carter and I was trusting Birdie.
See, Carter, I don't think I trusted Carter completely. I feel like I gave Carter the benefit of the doubt, but I don't think I trusted him just because I feel like if you are a police officer, and just for those who don't know who Carter is, Carter was a police officer who was supposed to be investigating the quote unquote misidentification of Eden and this said woman. Um, the reason why I felt like I couldn't trust Carter completely is because as a police officer, I felt like he didn't do his due diligence. Like, I felt like if I was to call the cops and say, some crazy person came to my house, this, and the fourth, I would get their side
Mhm.
of who called me. And then whoever this said person is, I would need to fully hear them out on why they did what they did and try to get to who they said they were. Like, I feel like what he did was very one-sided. Like, you can't just solely take the word of somebody else without properly trying to like
But do you understand
dissect
why he
what's
did that though?
happening. I mean, I mean,
Because yeah, because
later on, you
yeah, because
understand,
because
but
he said he met Eden Fox already.
yeah,
So, his mind is like that's like you meeting somebody and it's
yeah,
the first time you ever meet me, and then couple weeks later, somebody else say they're me. Like I met you, I
okay,
met the real person a couple weeks ago. Why would I even consider taking you serious? When I met
okay,
them, that's his mindset. So that's why he had that. But he was still considerate to me. He was still trying to I don't want to arrest you. I'm
yeah,
like, is there
yeah.
anybody you could call to identify you?
Hmm.
Like, so
Hmm.
in my mind, I thought he was protocol.
Okay, I give you that. But what should have been a turn point in his investigation would have been when he was doing all of that at the police station. And he was like, if you can call anybody to verify your identity. And he let her use his cell phone to
Yeah.
call somebody, and the number she called was Harrison. That should have been a turn point, and it wasn't for him. He just blindly was just like, "I'm sorry, Mr. Harrison." No,
Yeah.
like I'm like, hold on. Unless you had Mr. Harrison's number saved in your phone, which I know you didn't,
Yeah.
how would she know by heart the number to call? And
Well,
you was still on his side.
let's go back to when Birdie became his boss. And
Mm, okay.
when Birdie became his boss, he really didn't become a better detective, in my opinion, until she came into the picture and told him, like, this is how you're supposed to think. This is how you're supposed to react. This is what
Hmm.
you're supposed to use your instinct. Like, he
Hmm.
didn't do none of those things
None.
until she came in and gave him, honestly, she really hurt herself because she gave him some gems. So
Hmm.
to me, I'm understanding why he didn't. He wasn't a great because he didn't have nobody to, he was by himself. he didn't
Yeah.
have nobody to learn from. He was thrown in that
Mhm.
role, and then he's like, Nothing happened here, so I don't need to know."
Mhm.
But really,
Right.
when something did happen, you wasn't prepared, you wasn't ready. You didn't have nobody
Mhm.
train you, didn't have, you know what I'm saying? So when she got there, she gave him more gems than he could have ever known.
Mhm. Okay, yep, and I wanna touch on that. So, basically, a quick rundown of how we get introduced to Birdie. Birdie, had a grandmother that owned this house called the Spyglass, and she inherited it when her grandmother passed away, and this is where we also get to, meet Sergeant Carter again, because, he kinda showed her around the town, and, they had some intimate moments, when she came to visit. And then, of course, 6 months later, that's how she became his boss. So, I will say, with Sergeant Carter, like, yeah, he was a rookie. Yeah, he lived in a town where nothing ever happened, so I could understand why he was so naive and, um, not really keen to knowing how to work a real proper police investigation. Because like, if nothing ever happens, you're right, you don't have, you
Mhm.
know, any way to learn. So, I mean, I do give him that. I mean, I won't say he was dumb, like, he definitely knew how to think. It just took a little pushing to get him there. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't fault him for that. I don't fault for him for
And
that,
and
but
and and, and like she said, more than anything, you have to trust your gut. You have to go
Mhm,
with, you know what I'm saying. Also, sometimes you have to let things play out. Like if you let things play out, they will unveil right in front of you. And
mhm,
that's what she was telling him.
mhm.
Like how he, later in the story, we'll get there. So
Okay. Okay. So since we're on character development, let's break it down even further. Who was the most unreliable character do you think throughout this series?
Harrison,
Yeah.
not even close. I don't think. Like just he lied a lot. Um, he lied a lot. He honestly seemed like a terrible person the whole entire time.
Hmm.
And then he was the one who sent that text to the real Eden Fox to go up the hill. He was the one seen on the beach taking the phone out the pocket. That's if anybody knows, like, from I don't know why they was second guessing this. I heard they was faking like they didn't. But you
Yeah.
took the phone out of their pocket. What other person gonna have the phone in their pocket? So he was, and I just never like he has to be number one. And then I'm gonna say Birdie because Birdie the mess out of us from the beginning, feeling
Yeah.
sympathy for you.
Yeah.
And then, oh, you want to solve a case, and you know what I'm saying, you trying to get some gems, and you trying to, and then the plot twist at the end with Birdie, like Birdie literally, I thought she was gonna try to kill Carter or something, or set Carter up for a second. I don't know. It like for a second I thought it, but Birdie has to be up there too because just the
You
world
never
she
know
brought us,
which way she was going.
yeah,
Yeah.
the world she brought us to is just crazy. So that's my pick.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think Harrison definitely was unreliable because I feel like one, he was a workaholic. You can't trust people that work all the time. And I'm
What?
not saying, okay, let me explain. Let me explain. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people that work a lot to make ends meet. I'm not saying people that work a lot out of survival. No. I'm talking about people that are like literally married to their job to where like nothing else is important. And we found that out about Harrison. Like he was so into his job that he neglected his wife.
Mhm.
He barely spent any family time. And we know that his daughter Gabriella was, in this, facility for disabled people basically. So we understood that, but he emphasized how important work was to him, that like nothing else mattered. Like I feel like when something's that important to people, like they're dangerous. They're capable of some things if it means something possibly getting in the way or something jeopardizing something that they are just tied to. Like I felt like that within itself made him very questionable because did she know something about your job? Did she, was something threatening that maybe? Like, Not to say that had anything to do with it, but it just made you think. It just made you think a little bit more. Um, so, you know, another character, did you feel bad at all for Birdie? Like, about her terminal illness, about her being alone? Like, do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
feel any type of way?
I think that's part of the journey that she took us on. You know, you have to
Mhm.
feel for somebody so young who's going through, you know, was it cancer and everything.
Cancer.
So yeah, you have to feel for people like that. But again, Birdie's just a wild card. So
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, of course I felt for her and everything. I honestly want to know your opinion on Harrison. Like, I want to know your opinion on what do you think about his company, how he comes about it. What is your thoughts about the company and everything? And did you ever believe it? Did you ever think it was real? Did you ever think there's something behind it?
Okay, okay. Harrison, for him to have a company that's primarily used to know when you're gonna die, I think is very odd. Like, if
But you
I had
remember
to,
the reason why he said he started it.
yeah, yeah, but it's still odd. Like, I don't think I would want to know when I was gonna die. Like, just think about it. People, oh, okay. The whole premise that he liked to say was, well, if you know when you're gonna die, maybe it will influence you to live better and to appreciate the time that you have left. And I think that's false. I feel like if a lot of people knew when they were gonna die, I don't think that they would live their life better. Cause like, let's say you go to his company and his company says you're gonna die on this date by a car accident or whatever, you would never get in a car again. Whether it said a specific date or not, would you really trust the specific date or would you trust the reason on how you were going to die?
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I would want to know. Like, I feel like I would live in fear more than enjoying myself. They say ignorance is bliss. When you don't know, you live better, you act better. So I don't think I would like a company
I
to
mean,
tell
that's
me
fine.
when I was gonna die.
Yeah, that's part of like how we do a little bit. We try to be better a little bit every day because we got tomorrow to be better. You know,
Exactly,
like for another,
exactly.
just a little bit more every day. So
Mhm.
to know like there's no tomorrow or tomorrow's coming to an end, like do you really want to get a little bit better or do you really live your life to the fullest or do you just
Or
go
are you faking
crazy?
the funk? Or are you
Yeah.
faking the funk? You being nice to somebody because you think you're gonna die. So let's
Yeah, I didn't even think about that
mend
part.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think a lot of fakeness will come out of that. Like, let's say you've been holding a grudge against somebody. Oh, but you found out you're gonna die tomorrow. Okay, let's bury the hatchet because I'm gonna die tomorrow. Okay, how ingenuine is that? Because if you knew you wasn't gonna die, would you really be trying to fix something? Like, no,
Right.
I don't think that. I think it's a big old lie, just masked in fake happiness. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Did I answer all your questions? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Was Eden ever suspicious to you?
Which one?
Well, the real one. The real
No.
one.
Not like I said, I thought if anybody if I was probably the person who cared the most, it was probably about her because I'm like in her position and I don't know how I would react or think or I wouldn't even allow myself to get to that position first and foremost. But if I was, that's why I felt the most for her until the end. Then I hate her.
I feel like she
Yeah.
did everything backwards. I just felt like she did everything backwards. Like if somebody tried to steal my identity, like I feel like I would be doing everything possible to try to prove who I am and not so much worried about who's trying to take my place. I feel like she was worried about the wrong stuff.
So I got a great question for you.
Mhm.
Um, this is a nitpick on the writer. I want to see what your opinion is.
Okay.
Realistically, realistically, do you believe if Eden did everything they said she did, do you believe Eden would have got been this careless, been this stupid to get caught, or not just get caught, but just like
Mm,
for them to find out the things about her, for her to
mm.
get herself in a position where you get locked out your house and no identity. Like, do you believe that that's a true thing that could happen to somebody? Like is that character like believable in your eyes?
Okay, so you mean from what we know happened at
Yeah.
the end to very beginning, do I think oh, such a great question. No, no. I
So
think if
that's the
she
bone to pick with the writer.
I think if she was as smart to set that up
Hmm.
like she did, there's no way that she wouldn't have been observant. And like I said in the beginning, you have to be a very observant person for all of that. I mean, you have to be like oblivious
Hmm.
for all of that to happen right up under your nose. And I feel like if she was that smart to do what she did at the end of the book, then there's no way they would have been able to pull that off. Absolutely no way. Unless you just, like I said, it was just
That's
careless.
that was my
Yeah.
one. I was just like,
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I didn't even
yeah,
think about that. That's a good one. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no way. Those couldn't be the same person. Those
Mm.
couldn't be the same person. Okay. So let's see. So obviously we knew Harrison knew more than he let on in the beginning. But did you always think that?
Yeah. I always believed it. I
Mhm.
never knew. I just felt like he was a liar. He
Yeah.
is. He
Yeah.
did. You
He
know.
did. He was acting way too calm.
If anybody's character was probably well written, it was his.
Yeah.
He played his T. He played his role to the T. He had
Mhm.
no. I mean, yeah, he played his role to the T. It was
Later
consistent.
on, he started to crack though.
Yeah, but it was more consistent still. Even
Mhm.
when like it was confusing at the end because it's like
Mhm.
this ain't who you been more than
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So I thought he played his role to the T. It was well written.
Okay. Okay. Do you think? Okay, let me try to figure out how I'm gonna word this. Okay. Do you think that this book has anything to do with like obsession at all? Like, do you think any of the characters was obsessed to figure out how everything fell into play? Like how everything, you know, went about itself? Like what are your thoughts about that?
Answer. Let me think about that one. Let me think about that one.
I think it kind of, I think it kind of had an obsession plot, just because it's just like obviously it's a who done it, so you're obsessed to figure out, well, if you did this, why did you do this? If this happened, how did it lead to this? Like I felt like once we really started getting involved with the characters, it didn't stop. It didn't matter like and I felt like that for many different reasons because I feel like each character was obsessed with a certain different aspect. Like Carter was obsessed with Birdie in more ways than one.
Hmm.
Like he hated her, but he could not be involved with her. He wanted to pick her brain, but didn't want her to be there because it made him look bad. So like in a way, I felt like he was kind of obsessed with her. And then I felt like Birdie was obsessed with Harrison and the spyglass
Hmm.
house in general. And I know I just feel like it just went beyond figuring out what happened. Like I felt like there was some personal vendetta in there somewhere.
Yeah, everybody had an obsession into their own,
Uh-huh.
their own way.
Mhm.
Harrison seemed like he was obsessed with loving his daughter, but also trying to, erase his wife and everything. Like,
Yeah, I thought that was so odd.
yeah, and another is why I hated him. Um, Birdie seemed obsessed with that whatever her goal was. We didn't find that out until the end, but she just seemed
Mhm.
she was really obsessed with the goal. I believe Carter was obsessed with women. Honestly, because
Cuz
you
he was
know,
out.
yeah, and honestly, until he really started to act on his instincts, I think that was the
Mhm.
only thing he was a less freak, you
Mhm.
know, and
Mhm.
the whole entire time. So
Because he could not stop thinking about, yeah, Birdie looks so good with her hair braided like that. And
exactly.
oh, I
So
wonder if she thinks about that time we did it in this room that one time.
exactly. 1 second.
uh, I agree.
I'm about to die.
I got about another charger as we speak.
Yeah. So
Right? No, I agree with that too. I agree with that too. Let's see. Let's see, where was I? Okay. Did you like the ending?
I love the ending.
Yeah.
Um,
I
the,
screamed. I
yeah,
literally
the
screamed.
I remember I was in a hotel. I was in a hotel reading, and I think I was ahead of you. And then I gave you the okay to finish up what you were reading and finish it up. And
uh
I'm like, no, we were supposed to meet at like, I think we could
You
read
kept
chapter
moving the
60.
goalposts.
Yeah, we could read chapter 60. And then I'm like, yo. And then you like, yo. And I'm like, let's keep reading a little bit more. And then we just like, I think the ending was so good. I didn't care
Yeah,
like if it kept going. And some of it I had to go back and reread it. So
me too.
sometimes it took me a second
Mhm.
to really get that. Like, but it was definitely a 10. Like it
I
gave you
screamed.
it's so many plot twists. Um, and then Birdie living, she didn't die, and then no,
But
I don't.
wait, but she did.
Yeah,
But
well,
she did.
she really did die. I think that was a cameo to her grandmother. I
Mm.
think that was a cameo to her
Oh, the
grandmother.
two, the two
Yeah, it
deaths.
runs in their family. It
Okay,
runs in their
the
family.
two deaths. I get that. Ah, that was a nice pull. That
Yeah.
was a nice pull. I
So,
didn't even think about it like that. Okay.
but did you let me ask you this. Did you ever consider Jane, what's her name, Jane?
Mhm.
Jane being the one. Did you ever once be honest?
Yes. No.
Okay.
Yes. And
That's
I'm gonna tell
great.
you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't think that she had anything to do with it off of any evidence. I didn't think it because of any evidence in the book suggesting it. Only thought it because, again, when you're thinking mystery, when you're thinking thriller, when you're thinking anything like that, you have to think outside of the box. And you have to think, just like the book said, nothing is coincidental. Everything is placed everywhere for a specific moment, for a specific time. And in
Yeah.
my head, I'm just like, for us to be this deep in the book, there's
You find
no
out he
way
married.
they're going to introduce a small character and they have absolutely no role. It just, I didn't know what the role was going to be.
I mean, being
I had
his
an
wife
inkling, but I
is being
wasn't
his
sure.
wife not a role?
I mean, it is. It is a role. But I'm saying, like, we didn't know how that role was gonna play out. It could have been a role to be like, oh, is Birdie gonna snitch that they slept together now that we found out that he's married? Or is it gonna be a more bigger role than that? Like, we didn't know how that was gonna play out. Like, we knew she was gonna have
Yeah.
some type of significance by being introduced. We just didn't know what that significance was gonna be. So,
So for me, I never thought about her because I just thought she was just a
just the way.
yeah. It
Ooh,
gave
the way that ties in the end, just the
it
way.
it just gave it that was it just gave, but they didn't give us nothing on her like really to
Nothing.
really work it with it. And then to me, I never would have thought. This gonna sound stupid, but I thought the old man who saw her running up there maybe could have had something to do with it because his stories changed
Oh,
up.
Stu. Mhm.
Yeah, his stories be changing up, or maybe he could. To me, he gave more information than her because he actually was up that morning. He could have
Mhm.
did it. You know what I'm saying. He saw people running, and then he changed it.
Mhm.
He recant. So to me, I
Mhm.
I believed him a little bit more than I ever thought Jane. So well done with the job, and it was believable too. Like it's not
It
an
was.
unbelievable ending.
It was.
He was a cheating.
He
you
was a
know,
cheater. He was a
yeah,
cheater.
he was cheating
Everybody in
MF.
the town said he was good looking.
Yeah,
Everybody.
and
Everybody.
and
Eden,
anybody
Birdie.
who was willing to throw their draws at his way, he was gonna do it. Cause he remember
He was
the
there to catch
original
it.
Eden, he had a sexual, a desire for her. At least I heard they kissed, but that was it. But
He wanted it to go further, but it didn't. Because I
exactly.
think she stopped him. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but and
That's crazy.
then
And him and Birdie slept together the first day they met.
so the plot. What do you think about the whole plot? What do you think about like what do you think about the whole plot? Like, would you done it if something happened to your daughter like that? Like, would you have done all that? Would you know what I'm saying? What do you think?
Ugh. As a God fearing woman, I don't think I could have done it. But I understand it. I understand it. Because that's some long term. Just imagine somebody blaming you for something and you take on this a mass amount of guilt forever. And then you come to find out that you absolutely had nothing to do with it. Like, honestly, I probably would feel some type of way because I lost my family because of that. You
Yeah,
know, like my husband don't love me no more. Like my daughter can't stand me now. Like I lost my job. Like
yeah.
my whole world came crumbling down just for something that I didn't do, and all this time I thought I did it. Yeah, uh, I could see the revenge plot. I
I
could
mean,
see it.
to me, you feel it's a way you get your life back.
Yeah,
You getting your life back. You getting a second
yeah,
chance because for
yeah.
10 years you didn't believe you believe you did something that you imagine if
Mhm,
you would have thought you killed your daughter or not or damaged your daughter,
mhm,
that would have done some things to you as a mother.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I know y'all as a mother, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy. You'd never
Oh
be able
my
to forgive
gosh.
yourself, you know?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel guilty if my child falls. And he
Yeah.
learning how to walk, so that's necessary. I mean, things are gonna happen, but I be
And
feeling
and
guilty if
and
something
guess what?
small happened. Imagine if
Guess
something
what?
life changing happened.
And guess what? Your husband's gonna blame you for letting them fall
Yeah,
too. Just like
yeah.
Harrison.
Yeah, yeah. Like, why wasn't you watching him? How did he do that if you were paying
So
attention?
very
No,
believable, you
facts,
know.
facts. And that's crazy because 9 times out of 10, I mean, obviously, I don't know the real statistical facts, but I'm just going to go on a whim. 9 times out of 10, they say marriages that lose a child to death or life-changing altering things that happen to kids, 9 times out of 10 those marriages don't make it, especially after death. Most marriages don't make it because yeah, the blame game happens. One thinks one did it
I mean, we
and it
watch
could
Why
have
Did I
been
Get Married?
preventable. Yeah, we watch Why Did I Get Married.
Tyler
She
Perry, shout out to him.
shout out to him. Shout out to him. Yeah, yeah. They marriage was irreparable at that. I don't even, is that a word? Yeah, they couldn't
They
fix it.
really just stayed together for the
Yeah,
time being, faking it,
just for the
you
guilt
know.
trauma, just for the guilt trauma, but still internally blaming each other. And like I said, most marriages don't make it. So I can understand it. I can understand it. Because I couldn't say that I wouldn't blame my spouse if I really thought it was their fault. I don't think I could say that I wouldn't. I would hope that I wouldn't,
Mhm.
but I can't say that I wouldn't because emotions run high, especially when you think something was preventable.
Real
So,
quick, real quick,
mhm,
give me a we didn't talk about the daughter. Give me your
okay,
thoughts on her,
okay.
rundown on her.
So Gabriella, Gabriella, um, was Harrison Wolf and Eden Fox's daughter, and basically, a accident happened when she was 8, where she got hit riding her bike, and she was so traumatized that they put her in a facility because she just doesn't speak anymore. Physically, she healed, but mentally, they said she was trapped in an 8-year-old's mind or child's mind, even though she grew physically, mentally, she wasn't there
Is
due
that
to the
real?
trauma.
Can that really happen?
I don't know. The mind is a dangerous thing. I
Yeah,
don't know. I
very well
don't
said.
know.
I think just what you saying that,
It sounds relatable.
yeah, just what you're saying, the mind is a danger. The mind can do things that you possibly could never
Yeah.
imagine. So,
Mental health is crazy. Like
yeah,
you can't tell me what's going on in my mind, Especially as an overthinker, I'd be throwing
yeah.
myself through the ringer. So I can only imagine what some real trauma could do to a person. So, you know, I believe it. I believe that that can happen. I definitely believe that can happen, depending on the severity of the trauma. Um, but yeah, so she's placed in this facility for people that can't take care of themselves. And yeah, I thought it was crazy when Eden drove to her to try to prove her innocence and her identity, and she was just like, "That's not my mom," and then laughed. And then laughed. Like, this girl ain't spoken 10 years, but she could say, "You're not my mom," and laugh. I was like, oh, what? What is happening? I said, "Is the daughter in on it too?" Like, she can't even get her daughter to vouch for her? Like, okay.
That
I
was
thought that was
confusing.
crazy.
That was
It
so
was.
confusing.
But I liked how it tied together when we found out what it really was. I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
I thought that was dope. What did you think?
Um, man, I thought she okay has some funny bars. You know,
She did.
like that one that you just noted,
Uh-huh.
when Mary walked into the room, run rabbit run, with the I can only imagine like how she said it too, and then think like, I thought like you said, you know more than what you lean on. So at the end of the
Hmm.
day, I was like, okay, I can see, I like her character development, and
I did too.
I also like her also healing. Like she wasn't really
Yeah.
still in that state, And shout out to Mary because I believe was it Mary or was it because her mother? No, it was because her mother came and visited her, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay,
I
so
think it
really,
was both. I think it was
yeah, it could have been
both.
both. It could
Yeah.
have been both. So
Yeah, I think it was both.
at the end of the day, yeah, I liked her character. I wish we got a little bit more
I
on
did
her.
too.
That's
But
about it.
I felt like even though we didn't get a lot, I felt like what she did do,
Very impactful.
it hit
Very
where it was
impactful.
supposed to. It hit where it was supposed to because she was playing them. She
Yeah,
was
yeah.
playing them good.
I
And
mean,
honestly, if you thought I was stupid, I might play stupid just to
yeah,
be one ahead.
I mean, honestly, it's honestly the best way to be.
Mhm.
If they think you that way, you have the upper hand
Mhm. No
at the
facts.
end of the day. So
No facts. I agree. I agree. So I will say, if you had to choose a character out of the whole book, you can choose whoever you want. Which character would you not trust in real life?
great question. That's a fantastic question. Partner.
You've been rooting for Carter this whole time, but you wouldn't trust him in real life.
Yeah, because we're similar, but in this way, I don't trust somebody. Like he seemed like the type of dude that'll leave me hanging because he about to go get some coochie. He seems like the type of dude every chick we meet or bring around, he's in love with. He seems like I just can't mess with no type of dude like that, man. Like, bro, like
It's actually funny. Okay, I wasn't
in my
expecting you to
opinion,
go there, but that
in,
is
in,
funny.
in my opinion,
Funny.
that's why I gotta choose him because and then you too P because really Birdie was tougher than you. Really
No facts.
Birdie wore the pants,
She
you
did.
know, and you bow down too easily, like as a man,
Because
and
she was talking to him crazy. If I was a
and to
man, I
not
would not
even be
let
your
no
real
woman,
boss.
I would
Even
let
when you
no
found out,
person
you
talk to
still
me
let
like
her play
that.
you. Yeah, like she
Still,
so
still. He was
I just
weak.
can't. Your
He was
pick.
weak.
Your pick.
He was weak.
I said my piece.
Which character I wouldn't trust in real life? That's hard. That's so hard. I feel like I don't know. I'm just gonna stick with Eden. Again, I just gotta stick with Eden. I wouldn't trust her in real life because I felt like nothing she said made sense. Like, you don't have no friends, you don't have no
Yeah.
family, like, because that just gives sus to me. Like, what did you do for nobody to like you or nobody to mess with you? Like, I may not have a lot of friends, but I got at least one.
Yeah.
that's a real loyal, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
or, I got people that I would consider a lot of acquaintances. Like, I just don't believe that there's people in the world that have absolutely nobody in their corner. Like,
I
that just don't make
don't agree
sense.
with that part though. I do believe there's
Okay.
some people who might be out here on their own.
I'm not saying by choice. I'm not saying by choice. I'm saying like, yeah, there may be people alone, due to circumstantial situations, but I'm just saying there's not one person that don't have one friend or one family member, or you didn't even gotta be a lot, but you ain't got none.
Right.
You ain't got none. I just don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. Even the worst person in the world got at least one friend. Like I don't know. I don't know. But all right, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. Final rating out of 10, what would you give it?
Giving it 8.8.
8.8. Not a 10, a 8.8.
Initially, we talked. It was high nines, right? But
Yeah.
I'm giving it an 8.8 because we're critiquing Eden is not believable.
Yeah. Okay. We did say that. Okay.
Eden's not believable.
Hmm.
Um, that's majority what the story is based on. So for me, that character, if she would have made us a little bit more believable, if she'd have made that
Hmm.
character just gave us a little bit better, like gave
Just a
us more
little bit more
insight, yeah, or
background.
gave us more
Yeah.
insight on how she got set up and caught up. Like, how long was
Hmm.
she running? Like, let us like we should have read the whole plan on how when she got back to we should have read the whole plan on when she got back to the house, everything was changed. We should have read we're changing our lives. We
Yeah.
did this. We hired
Yeah.
them. But if we should have gave us that, oh
Yeah.
yeah. But
Okay. I
it was
get
some
that.
holes missing, and I'm just being nitpicky. But
Yeah.
that's my bone to pick. Um,
Hmm.
and I felt like a mother. So I'm going on Bird now. Bird, I
Hmm.
felt like as a mother again, leaving your child for 10 years is crazy. And I get it, but I don't get it. you know, I
Yeah.
get it, but I don't get it. You don't abandon your child, and
Hmm.
and that, yeah, to me, I didn't
Hmm.
like that. Um, Even though you did right and everything, but you left your child for 10 years.
Yeah. That's a long time.
Would you, as a mother, would you do that? Even if you
No,
did some stuff
never.
like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's not
I
believable
get
either.
sad when I go on date night and leave my child for 2 hours. Like,
So that's not
I
believable.
couldn't
But
do it. I couldn't
so
do it.
it
I
was
couldn't
just
do it.
things in the book that just wasn't believable, in my
Hmm.
opinion. Like um yeah, like, and also Carter not being able to catch Mary, and are this young cop.
Hmm.
Come on now, like when Mary was taken out running the hospital, you couldn't catch
You
her.
could
Get
have.
out. Come on
Yeah.
now. I'm just being nitpicky. That's what we gonna
Hmm.
do. We gonna we
No,
gonna
I got
we
it.
gonna nitpick these books, but we gonna also admire these books, and we gonna love this book. It was an amazing read. I would tell anybody I want to see this as a movie. I want to see this
Oh,
in big stream.
I said that. I said that. Okay, so let me get to my rating. I'm gonna give it a 9, and that's crazy because I never give anything that high. I'm gonna give it a 9, and even though we said Eden could have had some more character development, definitely could have. I 100% agree with you. I'm still gonna give it a 9 just because, like, they had other character development. I am a big, big fan of character development, whether it's a book, whether it's a movie. I feel like it is a necessity to see the growth and the making of one character to see why they are, how did they get to where they are. Like, it's so important. And it just adds way more depth to a story. And I really love how this author did that. Like, to do several point of views each chapter, like, and I loved how, like, in one chapter one character is describing the scene, and then the next chapter it's the same scene being described but just from a different angle. Like, I love that because now you're seeing each point of view, and you never get that. So I absolutely love that. Alice Feeney did a really great job doing that. So, and then obviously the plot twist. I've never seen a book have so many plot twists within one story. Like, usually it's very easy to point out, who did it or why. Usually it's very predictable, but I can honestly say I did not expect the ending. I
Yeah.
was lost. I was lost the entire time. Every time I thought I knew what was happening,
Mm.
that wasn't the case, and it was more depth to it. So I will say I have to give it a 9 just for that. I had to just for that.
So do you feel like the do you feel like the book was a good like a tough read from the beginning and then the ending just made it the best, or do you feel like it got like what do you think about that?
It was confusing.
Mhm.
Like I said, it was very confusing at first. I had to read the first couple of chapters twice just to make sure that I was understanding correctly what was happening. And even
Mhm.
then, I still didn't understand it, but you just had to keep going. You just had to keep going. So I will say, for anybody that really wants to read it, the first 5 to 10 chapters might be slightly confusing because you're getting introduced to every single person at one time without
Mhm.
really knowing how they're connected. But I promise once you get past that point, it's just gonna open up into a bigger story and you're gonna fall in love with it. So I will say that it was confusing, but once you get past those parts, like, you can't put it down. You
Mhm.
can't put it down. And I love that. And I've never seen a book written like that. So that was new. So if I ever see a book like that again, I'll be more prepared. I really liked it. I really liked it. What about you?
Again, I never really I'm a Tubi guy. So usually the plots are very simple and
Hmm.
very, but again, to have three different plots, maybe even a fourth one, so I'm
Hmm.
missing one, very well executed and very
Hmm.
well believable. The only thing, like I said, my nitpick was just Eden, more character
Hmm.
development, more
Yeah.
background on how she got set up, and a little bit more background on little small details. But that's just me being
Hmm.
nitpicky. I'm gonna do that, but also I'm gonna give it praise. It was a great book. I
Yep.
enjoyed it.
Yep. 100% worth the read.
And you know what? Probably what we should do at the end of this year is do a whole recap on the best books we thought were like we can rank them, do a good
Yes.
ranking.
Let's do a book bracket. I'm down
Because
for
right now,
that.
this is definitely not just above The Housemaid.
Oh, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say
Mhm.
that. Okay. I definitely think so too. I definitely think so too. All right. So, do you have any other comments that you want to
No,
add before we wrap it up?
no, we'll see y'all on the next episode of Books and Butter.
All right, y'all. So that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to follow, rate, and share the podcast. It really helps us. And let us know what book you want us to review next or to read next that we can go over with you guys. And we will see you in the next one.